Hey everybody, Matt here from the Planes, Trains, and Comic Books channel, and today we're going to review Somna number 1. But before we get into that, if you guys don't mind sharing, subscribing, commenting, it really helps me out and lets me know what you guys want to see more of. So, with that being said, let's get straight into it. Alright, we got one of the covers here for Somna number 1, because there is a bunch of them. It is a DSTLRY comic, and it is by Becky Cloonan and Tula Lotay. And we start off with the main character, Ingrid, here. She's having a dream where she can't move, but some mysterious individual is coming into her room and basically seducing her. And she tries to resist, but it does seem like it's working. This is also during the time period of like the Puritans and that kind of society with the religious stuff. So human sexuality, and specifically female sexuality, are probably not looked at very kindly in this era. And because that dream was so intense, Ingrid wakes up and she snaps out of the dream. And it turns out that she was making noises in her sleep, I guess due to the good dreams. And her husband Roland wakes her up saying that she was making lots of noise and that she woke him up early, and he's got a big day today because he is an inquisitor. And today they're going to burn a witch. And he asks if she's going to join him down in the town square as they burn the witch for support, but she says she can't handle it, and she ends up just watching the burning from a hilltop nearby where no one in town can see her. So later that night at home, her husband Roland comes back from the town, and he basically says, wow, that was a really hard day, I'm beat. You know, sometimes burning people can be really hard. And he does talk to Ingrid and tells her he understands why she couldn't be there because it was pretty intense, and he understands how much that can affect her emotionally. But as he shows her some affection, she tries to show him back, and he gets freaked out by it because a woman initiating that kind of contact, I guess, would be considered evil back then. So he rebukes her. Then we get back to later that night as she's laying in bed. It seems like she can't sleep, and then all of a sudden she sees a mysterious figure walk into her room. And once again, it is the same black shape that seduced her before. And it starts to talk to her, and basically it says, you know, if you go with me on this, I'll show you some earthly delights you never knew about, and you're gonna love it. So she gives in to the temptation and lets this being have its way with her. And that's where I'm going to stop it. I don't want to spoil anything else. So I originally picked this book out because it is a new DSTLRY book, and I was going to try to read the first issue of each of those to see how they were. And out of all the series coming out from DSTLRY, this one was my favorite. There's 2 separate artists on it. So during the realistic daytime scenes, we have Becky Cloonan's art. And then during the dream sequences, we have Tula Lottay's art. And both of those styles are fantastic in this book. They work very well together, and it's kind of nice to see a collaborative effort by artists that meshes so well. Now, of course, the story in these books is a big part of what I'm judging, so I thought the other DSTLRY stuff was pretty good, but I thought this was the strongest writing out of all of the first issues. It had a very creepy gothic feel that it captured very well, and it actually felt a lot like the movie The Witch. It had that same creepy feeling when that smoky person was walking into the room, as when Black Phillip was talking to Anna Taylor-Joy at the end of The Witch. And I should say, this book gets very, very steamy. It is definitely not for children, and I guess maybe some adults might be offended too. But I like the fact that they're willing to go out on a ledge, kind of push the boundaries at what is generally allowed on the shelves at a comic book store. So overall, I thought this was great. It is going to be a 3-issue series, and issue 2 comes out this Wednesday, January 30th, and it seems like they're putting them out every 2 months or so, which to me says that they're really focusing on quality and not just trying to get these things out. So I'm going to give this book a 4.5 out of 5. I think it was very solid. Maybe in the second book we'll see a little bit more horrific things, or maybe more sexy things, we'll find out. But it definitely seems like it's going to get very intense for Ingrid either way. So if you saw anything you like, definitely go pick that up at your local comic book store, and we will see y'all in the next one.